In the picture Nagito took, according to the greenhouse, there's only one possibility. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, different floors.
The same building?
Then the two houses aren't two different, they're actually one 6-story building? Think about it like that. Based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located. I see! On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House is at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the fourth.
Oh, snap! I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right? It never occurred to us that they were the same building. Quadrilateral and hexagon. It worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believe the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building he brought us to.
You just been good! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house? That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
But what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses? Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House. Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
The precious memories don't know, but it's so simple. Alright then, I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash.
Oh, listen. Do whatever you like.
Definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me. I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Hurry up, dumbass! One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a gold.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with it. Should be possible.
You're magnificent! Hilarious! So which one?
Shut up! Just pick one of them. I'm gonna solve this mystery. Hurry up, dumbass! One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a gold. No, that's wrong. Nekomaru's body wasn't done. That can be proven because Luigi's. Remember, when we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said, right up until that moment, we disassembled Nekomaru's body from Grape Tower. The killer couldn't have known how to take apart his body, so we couldn't have put it down.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the
Hey, Dank.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. Much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken. You see, that is disappointing.
More disappointing.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't unstudied, it's meaningless
It's so hot. It's time for Heyman Gambit. Okay, everybody know what this means. Letters can't touch, otherwise. Dekarumpa.
Must be talking about an elevator.
Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Great Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
Yes, it is a mini game.
So that's why we can only enter it from one side or the other.
I see. For base. Please hold on. Repeat. Then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Great Tower? And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Great Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but I remember clearly. Even the doorknob was broken.
There are two really strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
See, one thing. Make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside those chains and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
One, what does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
I see. Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And
And
Did you just say 6'7"? Dang, really?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Great Tower, the door on the far back wall had the strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had Grape design.
Then where do the different floors lead? I want to say they lead out. Just for show. Why was something like that necessary? So we falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified. It's actually very effective.
Wait, you.
I get it. I guess it means what?
Did you hear that, mon ami?
Don't blame this on me.
Wait, her
Get
again?
on, take responsibility and gently caress me.
Wait, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with it.
Right away. What if the chain on the far back, it was probably wrapped there by the killer? This is far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
No.
Because of that chain.
No,
You guys thought we couldn't enter it. The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Every year, it was done to take us together, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the fun house. The appearance of a body in the tower. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building.
great.
The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that.
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if he learned the true structure?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quick. You stick to that pain.
It's fine already.
Defendants, please proceed.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Green are connected vertically, right? So, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other? If that elevator moves vertically, then, if your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside the Great House, Great Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator.
Oh, okay.
And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on
Thank you,
your left
thank.
when your back is to
Yeah, I figure out why I'm losing watch hours. It's because
What does this mean?
past 365, I will actually have to redo all my watch hours again. If I actually make it to 1,000.
The two houses are connected vertically.
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong.
Hey, Amanda.
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi? Huh? Me? Hey, come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass 90 feet. How that? Yeah. It's pretty from start to finish. Somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees? Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side.
Yeah, I know.
And thanks to that, the tower was on the right side when we arrived at Great House. The kid on the left side. The elevator rotates.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really...
If everybody starts watching my videos,
You say I'm different from these lowly humans.
I work hard on those videos. I actually did the research on them.
You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know. What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet. Oh, I can't believe I have to explain that now. As long as you know what an Octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily. I see. Oh, I didn't expect you to know that. You're a substitute reserve course student. You're quite knowledgeable. I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
Thank you, Pixel.
Crap! Crap! Here! You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Nothing much. I think
Why is that?
should be the big man and do a ceasefire.
You know how the four-sided structure... If you cut a four-sided shape out of a six-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contains various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon. The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse, which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scene, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building.
Thank you, Pixel Put. Wait, how did you know my name?
More importantly, see,
I didn't even tell you my name.
it truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
In the oh my god.
Hiya!
I'm not gonna ban you because I know you're Michael's friend, but please,
Hello? I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy.
please, tell Michael I'm gonna kick his ass after.
So what? Attitude. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various
Thank you,
reasons.
Luxzilla.
And just like I say each time,
Luxzilla.
don't forget to say it frequently.
Hey, Michael, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Let's just press on it. Is it really? I
Wait,
mean,
why I?
killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekomaru's murderer?
Is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying? He's right. There was a time when I thought I could be sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too. This was a burden for the sake of it. I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, Bertie. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
It's fine. Let's just leave them alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Yeah, don't forget that I forgot
But Connie, you were...
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
cause of death. Oh yeah, fallen.
I see. That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling.
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
Take a wrap up, goodbye despair.
It might be possible in the tower. You push them off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions when it...
Saying you died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
The good night button.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor. It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekamaru inside the elevator, they move the elevator to the 1st floor.
Damn it!
Oops.
When the elevator is on the... You can't go through the door. It'd be impossible to... How after locking Nekamaru, they move the elevator and make use of the drop.
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object. No, that's wrong. That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekamaru wasn't moving this, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
I tried Persona, but I actually got copyrighted by the song.
He's asleep. The elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed it, right? I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekamaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes.
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Now time for the wire bullet.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor, too.
I agree with that.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped. Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekamaru? The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop hung onto the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair. That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Nekamaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Great Tower. And suspended Nekamaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
Thank you.
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature, only floor beams. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death. Too easy.
Coach Richie, really?
What if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. What? Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that.
Yeah, I like the anime.
He should be suspended in midair.
I'm actually watching Red River. Rebuttal Showdown.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall?
Oh my god.
There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. Damn it! Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall?
What the?
There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. Damn it! Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. Damn it! Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. Even if they suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push. There's no way they could do that. Even if they suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that. I can't back down.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible
No.
that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Crap. What? Nekomaru should have still been asleep, little rock. Allow me to cut through those words.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up when he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like,
Yes.
how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was on, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right?
I know.
Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly.
Then, in order to make it fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off. When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected.
Was that unexpected?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
I see.
You finally understand now?
Yeah. here, it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this. So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right? I see. Nekomaru fell to the floor. He ended up climbing a pillar.
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered. And why?
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was...
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What did you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself?
Nah, that's
know.
impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Great Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
We headed for Great Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m. Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
We headed for Great before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside Nek was set for 7. Nekomaru died at his time of death, and it's one of those must be.
Killer probably messed with it.
No, that's wrong. No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Great House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse. Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks. And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that curious testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Maybe it's a misunderstanding.
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
It's time for another logic dive.
It's all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Is that right for Yumiko? Yeah, none of the clocks have the wrong time. But what if all those clocks have been messed with? What? All the clocks? So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it. I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks. So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that. This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time on?
Yeah, the killer messed with all the clocks.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock. The time of death is clearly 7:30 a.m.
What time is 7:30? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when you fell.
I agree with that. Also, the next game have live bullets.
That's right. We should have heard the sound when they
with
woke up.
this lie
That rumbling noise?
will make it true. Real lie bullets.
It's just an earthquake.
Well, a huge body fell from the fourth floor to the first, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we hear the impact sound. We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, sir?
Oh, well, that sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh? You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pains.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway. If we use that rumbling sound as reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that
Good night,
sound all the
thank
way around. Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
That didn't work, Akane.
I see! Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30. And if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means the time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starting pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed. Plus, the bughouse has no windows. And we're wondering why I couldn't have noticed it.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru. If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone. From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means. I see. That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that. But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us? We wouldn't be able to attend on time. This radio clock had the exact time. That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time. When I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning, if I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, at that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule. Let's see. Think about it. I realized what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask me yet.
You said everyone, including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the end time.
Ah, jeez! That's... well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fall?
Wrong!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of
It's almost
suspects
over.
has drastically decreased. Hey, how did that decrease the number of suspects? You know I'm not lying to you this way. Huh? What the hell do you mean? You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Something. Are you talking about that alarm? A little little while after I witnessed Nekomaru. The clock in the strawberry house fountain started going off. Plus, it was just before that burglary was set. If Nekomaru died from the one that happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at the time?
Sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. There was one guy who never left the lounge. We both on the same floor. Pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
You're the only one! The one who wasn't. It's you, right, Nagito? That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It's just me, Evelyn, and Fuyuhiko. You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I made a friend, even if I wanted to go to war, I couldn't. You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of her.
Not only did I not hear you wrong, I never even heard that rumbling sound. You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in the strawberry house. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it. To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. It wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it. What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common.
The deluxe room!
Got it! Nagito's only shot. If we were staying in deluxe room, right? If I recall, deluxe rooms are.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. I actually noticed that. Nice catch, eh? You're using your ultimate reserve core student talent? Now, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a second.
Oh, God. Is this a factor? You're the only one! Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why did you end up here?
You're what?
I mean, you were also staying in the deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor. So why were you able to do that?
Gundam?
There was only one possibility. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lab. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation.
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Putting Nekomaru in sleep and tying him up with the wire. In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower. And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound. Thus, urgency device.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone and checked the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi. Fine. So the killer couldn't go back to the room and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal for them. How ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
four dark devas of destruction? The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human.
Is that your argument? You bastard. Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? Hold on. You know, Hajime, this class trial.
Hey!
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful, so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before it collapses from poor health. But something definitely happened. At some point during the investigation, weird. What actually happened? Did you discover something? Well, let's just leave that.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gunnar's rebuttal.
But it's completely shut up.
Thunder!
In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Metal Molly from there. After returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Great House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stop elevator should have been facing the Great House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Great House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Great House.
And what's wrong with that?
The elevator was broken at Great House. You wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong. Are you serious? Have you learned your lesson, pitiful unit? You cannot overcome this contradiction. That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Great House.
The killer cannot return to Strawberry House.
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they hadn't accomplice. It was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
That elevator, the only means of travel, as long as that elevator or assumption comes across, the elevator broken at Great House.
kill I cannot make
Since I wasn't struck, there's no question that maybe every there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you
Plan to let. Why don't we stop this already? That elevator, we only need to travel to, as long as that elevator were a subject. Plus, the elevator can hit great power.
as a kill I cannot make
Since I wasn't struck, there's no question that following every there was a secret. How much longer do you, why don't we stop this already?
That elevator was the only means of
No, that's wrong. No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method? You're the only one! Now you tell me, you should know. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method. There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House with the third floor of Great House. Isn't that right? Jeez. Once again, the wizard could show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the outfit, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma archive.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you clear the final dead room once, if they use that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer is unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. You value your life. You should stop this.
There's no way I can stop.
You say? Don't make me angry. Even if the turtle box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, or to clean illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turtle box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, or decaying illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, or decaying illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, or decaying illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, or decaying illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
Why you keep him?
Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities?
Why you keep on?
Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities?
What the?
Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deity? Even if the turret box could travel, provided you use a spacious, however, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a space, however, how frail, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities?
Why you keep on?
Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say.
This is my... You will never get...
Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the prophecy of vile deities?
Why you keep up?
Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the prophecy of vile deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the prophecy of vile deities?
Why?
Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion.
Stop
Shall I
it!
feed you to the prophecy of vile deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the prophecy of vile deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the prophecy of vile deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the prophecy of vile deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turret box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say. Or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities? Even if the turbine box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple ways, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail, I say, or decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vital deities?
Oh, you want some of this?
Yeah. You have to make sure you get these cookies, and you can't because you're not okay.
This is good. If you try again, I'll ever spray you back to the stone age.
So keep getting the worst big belly over there with that. Stand with that thing is the closest way to the right here. Why is it so hot?
But first,
Damn my cockheads.
Alright, I'm not gonna see why I'm taking all the bread. Only thing we Sunday today is my going beef. My going beef so good. Oh, I just love it. Oh, hello, my going. Oh, yeah, my going beef. So tasty, right? Wow.
Not tasting at all. Gross. Don't eat it. You and my coated beef will shit don't pass for 5 days.
Alright, my going.
Please, you gotta help me out. My bones all live like rats in the tower of the piece next door. I'll keep being nuts right here. You go top of tower and beat up all their kids. Beat up all the Mongolian kids. If Mongolians in this neighborhood not safe place, they move away. Go, beat up the little Mongolian kids.
Oh, no, my going.
Mongolian beef smell like bitch's asshole.
Hamburgers. Buy the arrow butters. No. Good. Nobody's got the paladin. God damn it. Jesus Christ. You sure that is? Feel that righteous fury! I'm done! You think we should call them? Oh boy, adorable!
Non please penso. Sa tanan tutte no.
Feel that righteous fury! You sure that is? Feel that ratchet fury! Oh, sweet Jesus! You'll just be good! Oh, no, no, oh, no, no, oh, no, no! Well, that'll be a better possessed all of that.
Naman kaki ang punta na.
Feel that righteous fury!
Sound of freaking.
There you go, kid. All this shitty chicken you can carry. You do good work. I'll help you fuck up Mongolians anytime you want. Not bosses, though. They too tough. You call me with this. I give you one more day.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to go and have a good day. Bye.